Friday.
Good morning. I had to look at the clock then to see what time of day we're looking at. Good morning. How are we all doing? As Bibby said, happy Friday. How are you doing? Welcome to the almost weekend. Are you all doing good? Kelly and Echo, good morning. This time right on point. It's good to see you. How are you doing? Enix with the let's go, and Johnny PSM with is that a passion token? Is that what it says? Johnny, yeah, passion token. Are those the things that you give away to your Patreon? Jealous. But I'm not going to give you my money, so I'm not that jealous. I'm joking. Good morning, welcome in. Twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. How are you doing? My name is Graham Day. I'm joined by a bespectacled, not even just normal bespectacled, but a sunny bespectacled man that we call Bibby. I'll read Bib.
Good morning. This is the earliest I think we've gone live this week, and by God, Graham, the weather outside is beautiful. It's not frightful, it is beautiful today.
The weather outside is beautiful, and no other words really rhyme with beautiful. And there's no place to go from that, so let's just jump back in. So Baby sat there, Hawaiian shirt, check. Sunglasses, check. Fan, check. This is absolutely British summer ready for the weekend. Nice, what you love to see. How are we all doing? My weather outside here is cloudy and cold. Oh no! Okay, well we've clearly swapped because that's what Manchester weather usually is like. We actually have some pretty decent weather out here today, so yeah, nice. We'll take that. Anyway, if you're in the chat, please feel free to say hello. Get involved with us over the next hour or so, as we're going to bring you some of the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. If you don't know who we are, my name is Graham Day, as it says on the screen, and that is Bibby, and we are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true Ice Cream fashion, this is The Scoop, your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond. We're going to talk about the biggest, the best, and breaking stories from the world of video games, and give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories. We then want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. Please feel free to get involved in the chat. We go live on Twitch each and every single weekday, Monday to Friday, at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. ish. It's now 11:38, so it's not as bad as it was yesterday, 12:15. So we go live at 10 a.m. ish. That changes because we do work in the video games industry, so we have to flexi time the start time around that. But 10 a.m. ish, but it's fine. We've got an emote that covers that. So if you have some issues, please feel free to spam some issues in the chat. But as mentioned, we do go live each and every single weekday. And if you are with us live on Twitch, please do get involved in the chat, because we turn the live stream into a podcast, a video that goes on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. So all of the places that people can watch and listen on demand. If you're on YouTube, I see you. How you doing? Hit the like button. If you're watching on demand, you get the ability to pause, fast forward, rewind, but you don't get to speak to us in the chat. So that is the mission for you guys on Twitch. Please feel free to get involved. Before we start the show, though, just a quick reminder, as this is the penultimate time that I can mention it to you guys. We do a subscriber giveaway. So if you're a sub, and that doesn't matter, you could be a Twitch Prime sub, you could be a tier 3 sub, or you could just have a nice gifted sub. Whatever it is, if you are a subscriber, on Monday, you could bag yourself a free game. One of our subs will get a free game, which will either be Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Super Mario Golf, or Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart for the PS5. So one of those games, you get to pick which one you want, but one subscriber will win that on Monday. Exclamation mark loot drop in the chat will take you to the tweet that has that information there, so you can find out a little bit more. You have to be in the Discord and a subscriber at the time of the draw on Monday. If you're not, you got to be in it to win it. You're not in it, you're not going to win it. And also, as well as that exclamation mark insert coin, because I'm wearing my nice sexy Streets of Rage t-shirt. Yeah, baby, yeah, baby. That was baby, not baby, because I don't need babies. But yeah, you know what I mean, right? Nice. What was saying in the chat? Johnny's saying, Patreon swag. Nice, beautiful. My weather, and I've done that bit as Vish. Good morning, Vish. How the devil are you? Baby looking like he's on the verge of a midlife crisis with his shirt and glasses indoors. That's
arguably correct.
Epitome of Bib, though. Not the midlife crisis, but the shirt and the swag. Bibby loves some swag, and he loves a Hawaiian shirt. So it's just normal. I don't even see it as an issue. I see it as just Bib. It's just Bib things.
It's my everyday clothing. Genuinely, if there is one, I mean, for 11 and a half, the 12 months of the year, it's usually pissing it down. For 2 weeks of the year, I get to wear fucking flowery shirts in the UK. Maybe a little bit more if I get to go abroad, but literally, my summer. I've genuinely got more summer clothes like this than I do just normal clothes. It doesn't quite have the same effect when it's the middle of December and it's pissing it down, it's snowing, and I'm walking out in a fucking Hawaiian shirt. It's not quite the same. But yeah,
Baby
God
has
damn it,
two
when the sun
gears.
outside, I'm getting this out.
Baby has 2 gears. Hoodie, Hawaiian shirt. There is no in between. Or maybe a golf polo. That's it.
Yeah.
Callion Echo saying, ish, I am at 13,000 sprinkles now. You're goddamn right. Keep saving. I mean, you can spend those sprinkles on whatever you want. Obviously, if you don't know what the sprinkles are, all Twitch, I think everyone from affiliate upwards has the ability to enable sprinkles on their channel. That's basically an on-channel currency that you can spend to do interactive things in the chats, as simple as highlighting your message, through to making me sit up straight because I don't do that, really bad posture, all the way through. If you save up 250,000 sprinkles, you can get yourself a sub gifted to you from us. We will pay the subscription for that. Obviously, that's a lot of sprinkles and a lot of viewing to get to that point. But that's because if we did that super easy, we would be out of money. But yeah, we want to make it so that people can, if they stick around, we can give them a little something back. So yeah, 250,000 sprinkles, you can gift a sub, either to yourself or you can do the unthinkable, like Mr. Asim Tambia did a couple of weeks ago. He spent 250,000 of his own sprinkles to gift a sub to someone else, and he didn't even care. He was like, pick someone, go on. Give someone a sub, which is beautiful. Beautiful. That's what you like to see in the community. People hooking people up. But yeah,
Graham.
Imagine.
Imagine if someone was to use their 250,000 sprinkles to get themselves a free sub and then they win the loot drop for the month.
Imagine.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
See, I don't know if David is a sub, and if he is, he might have done that very thing. I think he might have used his sprinkles last month to get a sub in the middle of the hype train. So if David wins, that could happen this month. If that is the case, I might be wrong, but that could happen. Someone changed the color of my emote, and it blew my mind. I had no clue how they were doing it. What the fuck is this? How did you put some sunglasses on my emotes? That kind of thing. Yeah. You kind of have to keep track of what's there. There's so many options. It's easy to get lost. Anyway, speaking of getting lost, not in a negative way, let's get lost in some news. You may have seen it already. We had the discussion now on screen a second ago, and it was the lead story in our tweet. FIFA 22, which I know is a game that a lot of people in this chat will play. But FIFA 22, we know it's got career mode, but it could be getting an online career mode. Woo! Big news. Before we jump into that, though, let me tell you the other stories that will follow. 2K is reportedly set to announce a Marvel XCOM and Borderlands spin-off. Okay, well, we'll come to that one shortly. As well as that, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered is joining Xbox Game Pass and EA Play soon. And we have something to wrap things up with Free Game Friday. It's Friday, there's free games, we like to tell you about it. Nice. But to kick things off, and I'm absolutely not plugging for time here, babe, FIFA 22 online career mode, would that tempt you?
I could just give a one word answer just to throw you off, but no, it absolutely would. If there's anybody in this chat that has ever played any football games having an online career mode, I know for a fact there is people in the chat are primarily career mode or Master League driven. This is exciting.
Well, let's jump in then. So if you didn't see the tweet, you get everything from the beginning right now from Joshua Robertson at The Gamer. FIFA 22 could be getting an online career mode, according to a new job listing. Ooh, okay, excitement potentially building. Let's see if it keeps building towards the end of the article. EA is looking for an online software engineer that will help build a networked play development team. Okay, let's jump in and see what it actually says. FIFA 22 could finally be the first game in the franchise to include a fully online career mode, according to the wording of a new job listing. First discovered by Tech Radar, EA is apparently looking for an online software engineer that will help build a networked play development team. EA also lists a number of FIFA's online services, which includes a mysterious nod to an online career mode. That's a quote, by the way. Online career mode, air quotes. Nice. Career mode in both past and present FIFA titles is an offline experience, hinting that FIFA 22's career mode may be implementing some kind of online functionality. Fans of FIFA's career mode have long been displeased with how EA treats the mode, accusing the publisher of dedicating more and more resources to its Ultimate Team mode instead. In a purely business sense, this is quite understandable when you consider it's quite possibly the company's biggest moneymaker. However, this job listing implies that career mode in FIFA 22 could finally give players the option to play out an entire season with a friend. You can do that in PES, by the way, on Master League. Just get yourself on PC, bit of Parsec, watch me and Bibi players Master the League. Yeah, nice. Anyway, yeah, implementing cooperative / competitive seasons into FIFA 22 isn't the most unlikely scenario, especially when you consider Formula 1 2021 is doing the same in the first ever F1 title published by EA after its acquisition of Codemasters. It would certainly shake up career mode quite a bit and may even convince players who don't usually buy each iteration of FIFA to take a chance on FIFA 22 if it did introduce such a long requested feature. There's also the possibility that this new, quote, online career mode could be a standalone mode rather than something integrated into the existing career mode we know and love. Whatever the case may be, it's interesting to know that EA has something special cooking for FIFA players who may not enjoy Ultimate Team, especially since EA recently promised to do so with next-gen iterations of its sports titles. Whatever EA is planning to introduce in FIFA 22, it's likely we'll find out during EA Play Live, scheduled for July the 22nd. That's a long old wait, though. The publisher announced a while back that it would be skipping E3 in favour of its own digital showcase, but will still have a presence at E3 this year, thanks to the upcoming Battlefield 6 reveal event. Nice. Okay. FIFA 22 online career mode, air quotes. Bib, thoughts?
At no point in this article has it ever suggested that this is a typo, and the person who's writing this as a PR or a job listing has no idea what is actually going on the teams that are creating this. This, for all we know, could genuinely just be a mistake. And we are all getting super excited about something that potentially may never happen. It's never been in the pipeline. We have no idea. However, that aside, expectations and reality, excitement levels building, this will be fucking class. If this could happen. Like, I've seen it in the chat, MLO, mate. MLO was the pinnacle for me of what playing PES online was. MLO was so good, and it's a shame that we don't have it anymore. But if FIFA can introduce this, we've found our way around playing PES Master League. Like, people have come to us to ask us how we've managed to do it, because nobody else could do it to a degree that we kind of did it. Like having the cameras on the screen, being able to play Master League together, that isn't through share play. Like, the lag was minimalistic in some games.
I mean,
we've managed to find ways around
it was flawless, effectively, the lag. I mean, we were playing couch co-op on two different couches in two different parts of the country, effectively, which was fucking wonderful.
If EA can even replicate that to an extent where you can just literally send an invite to your friend and then be able to, very much like we do when we're playing PES co-op online, if they can do it to that degree and it's integrated into it, you just need to send me a friend invite. We jump into our Discord, our cameras are on, our microphones are live. That is an experience in its own. Very minimal setup, very minimal put. We've got it all there ready for us. And though, our expectations need to be dumbed down. I don't want to say significantly, but just a little bit, because the person who's wrote this job listing could have nothing to do with anything on the actual development side, and they've just been given something, or they've had to type it up themselves, and they've literally just put online in for whatever reason. But I'm a little bit excited about it though, because this could genuinely change. Because I love playing a Master League. I love playing a career mode. I love playing the offline stuff, because I'm just not good enough to be able to play online. But me and you playing the Master League, having our chat, help us with the transfers and stuff like that, that is what I deem as being a very good experience. If we can get that, I don't care what game gives it me. Even if it was Super Soccer Blast and it give it me, be happy with that.
Quality game, by the way.
Yeah, what a game. But if we can get this all presented to us with very minimal setup and all the headaches that could potentially go around it, this will be game changing, man. This would be game changing. I know EA they'll find ways to monetize it, because if it is going to be as big and potentially groundbreaking as it could be, they will find ways to monetize it. It may be that you have to pay an extra £10 for it or something. They'll find ways of doing it. let's see if it'd be worth it. But I can't wait. If this is something real, this is going to change everything.
Yeah, I fully agree. Let me just ask you guys in the chat a quick favor. Does anyone on Twitter, can you just go and hit retweet on that? That would be lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you. Speaking of which, actually, I've not actually interacted with the Instagram post myself. I'm not even interacting with our own social media. What a guy.
Outrageous.
What a guy. Okay.
Outrageous.
Like, add to story. Boom. Send. Nice. Okay, jumping into the chat. What do you guys think? Speaking, actually, just before we jump into the chat, just because I see him in the chat, at Johnny_PSM, aka Pest Story Mode, in the chat. We are still on hiatus with our Masters of the League content, but if you do want to see any interactive Master League content, whether you watch it live on Twitch or you can watch it edited down and put onto YouTube, check out Johnny PSM. Are you streaming tonight, Johnny? Feel free to let us know. I appreciate the fact that you haven't jumped in with the advertisement because that means you're a guy. But yeah, check out Johnny's content. I think, is it Mondays and Fridays? Is that what we're doing? Or was it Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays? I can't remember. No, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is us, right? Right. Streaming tonight. Yep, 9 p.m. There you go. Check out Johnny PSM tonight, 9 for his latest episode of his Master League series. You can catch up with everything on YouTube too. Nice. Anyway, okay, jumping back into the chat. It won't get an online career, doesn't even have cross console, says ads. Tito says, God damn it, no notifications. Well, funny, Tito, we've been live now for an hour and 52 minutes. We went live at 10 o'clock, bang on the money. So it's your notifications that have let you down. We were actually live at 10 a.m. today. Not really. It's a lie. Johnny says, I miss MLO. Ad says, MLO is greater than foot/my club. Johnny also says, Chesnoid tweeted that online career mode is definitely not happening for 2022. Morning, D-Mac. He says, morning, Shaggers. I'll read. Ad says, FIFA 22 will just be foot updates, new skill moves, new celebrations, same awful gameplay. The game engine's outdated. Vish says, narration by Mr. D. Yeah, some days it's good. Some days not as good. Today, not too bad so far. A couple of not too bad. Battlefield 6 is shaping up to be quality, though, says Vish. That's true.
I hope so.
Yeah. Gagad says, good morning, gents. You're early? Technically, yes. I mean, realistically, no, but technically, yes. Yeah, you're not wrong. Good morning, dude. Ad says, online career 100% not happening. FIFA 22 will be just as awful as the past 3 or 4 games. Outdated gameplay and the devs not in touch with the fans. Okay, so that's us all caught up. Do we think this is going to happen realistically? With things that I've seen and heard, and I'm saying that from literally what I've seen and heard, not as in like, I'm in the know or anything like that. I do not profess to be ITK with any FIFA news. But I have not seen anything on this for 2022 at all. No rumblings, no nothing. So I wouldn't assume this is happening. The fact that they are looking for a software engineer does make me think that this is something that they want to plug into the development team. So the role is someone that's looking at networked play and is a software engineer. You can't just hire a software engineer in June for a game that's going to be coming out in September, October, August, whenever. No software engineer is going to be able to develop something for an online career mode in that point in time. So do I think this is possible? Yes, absolutely. Would I love this? Even more so. Is it going to be in FIFA 22? In my opinion, no. So that's where I'd say tempering my expectations. I don't think we're getting this year. I wouldn't put it like to bed completely though. I genuinely think FIFA, in terms of their development over the last couple of years, they've not really set the world on fire. Nothing particularly exciting. We had Volta a couple of years back, and the Volta hype train has been kind of their marketing tool, really, but nothing that's really moved or pushed the envelope kind of thing. And I think that's probably them kind of gearing up for next generation as well, and not sure whether they should start new things, because the next generation crossover, we're halfway through that now, but for about 2 years that was kind of happening, maybe going to happen, but not quite happening and stuff. So I think FIFA will probably, we're going to slow things down and hold things back. But I wouldn't be surprised if FIFA 23 was the year where we got something like an online career mode. If they're recruiting now for software engineers, bearing in mind this is only a recruitment phase, that person hasn't started. That's going to be another 4, 6, 8 weeks before that person starts. That gives them 13 months to do the online side of an online career mode. If they've already started out mapping out how because that's how a job placement works in development. You don't just go, let's get some engineers and think about what we can do. You go, okay, what do we want to do? We want to make career mode better. How can we do that? Make it online. What does that entail? Well, that entails either two people playing a co-op career mode, me and Bibby, running ICUFC through the FIFA ladder right to the pinnacle of football. Could it be 20 different managers all managing a different team in a league, something like the VFL stuff that FIFA already has? Could it be that sort of stuff? Maybe, you never know. So whatever angle they've gone from, they've had to draft that out, effectively storyboard it, plan out what it would be, and then go, okay, what do we need to do that? These are the resources that we need. Designers, art workers, and stuff. Yeah, we've got all those. Someone that has software engineering skills for that specific environment. Okay, we don't have that. We need to recruit for them. If they recruit now, that gives that person 13 months. So with all of that considered, I think it would be very realistic for FIFA to get an online career mode next time. Not next time, but next time, if you know what I mean. So yeah, super exciting. I would absolutely love it. What would you prefer, babe? Would you prefer couch co-op career mode? Or would you prefer that? I mean, the type of career mode that the communities provide. So there's PES communities out there where you can create a team that you play in a league against other teams. Bibby spoke about, what was the one that you played in previously?
Play to Enjoy.
Play to Enjoy, that's it. Play to Enjoy. I was going to try and do the PTE. Yeah, I was like, P2E. I can't do words, fuck. PTE, Play to Enjoy. So... yeah, the way Football Manager does it, exactly. That sort of like co-op career mode, that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, what would you prefer? Would you prefer the play to enjoy element? Would you prefer couch co-op? What would you like to see, babe?
I mean, however, this is going to be such a cop-out answer, but I don't care how it comes to us. The Football Manager element would be amazing. But Football Manager have the luxury of not having... I don't want to say a match engine, but they have the luxury of not having you play the game to a degree. You are there managing the team from the sideline. The outcome is kind of determined by yourself, but there's no input lag. There's nothing like that. So having the whole environment around it with like the rest of the comp filling out the league and they're making their own transfers, and then you and your six mates will be making your transfers and things like that, or potentially me and you doing a Masters of the League scenario where we just need to log in together. I'd send you a match invite. We would then log into a save, then play it through like that. I mean, both of those are viable options. I think the unrealistic one would be the FM one, because I can't imagine how much work that would take to be able to get done. I do think that the couch co-op, me and you versus the computer and AI in many seasons, is probably the easiest and viable option. But the Football Manager one would be insane. Like having me be as City, you be as United, me as Newcastle, Vish as Everton, Ads as Crystal Palace, like that would be amazing. I just think it would be too much for them to be able to handle. Imagine the development that would have to be done in the back end to get that kind of thing moving. It's a pipe dream. It will happen eventually. Might be 10 years, who knows? But that kind of thing would be amazing. And that kind of is the evolution of video games. I think we've kind of taken a step back. Your couch co-op stuff was, as it says on the tin, it was couch co-op. It was you and your friend, or you and your friends playing a video game together or against each other for long periods of time. With the infrastructure of the internet and how we play, it's usually versus each other, or you will be playing a first-person shooter where you're on the same team. They haven't really taken that kind of thing to a football game. Obviously, we have got My Club Online with your friends. We've got Foot with your friends as well. I think you and one other person can just play with one person's team. I don't really think they're taking the next step in that and in allowing your Master League or your career mode to have that kind of same process you'd get in the online side of things. So I think we've got a long time to be able to wait. I'm happy to wait because I think maybe when I'm 40, I'll be able to play this kind of thing again with my friends. But it feels like we've kind of regressed in the last 15 to 20 years in that respect because of the online environment. It's come on leaps and bounds in other areas. Like there's a lot of games out there that have changed the way that we play video games, Battle Royale being one of them. But in certain areas, especially in sports games, it feels like you kind of had a bit of a regression, or it hasn't reached its full potential yet.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, just thinking about it then, so like the way Football Manager works. I mean, I've not played much Football Manager. When I say that, I don't play Football Manager. I've played numerous iterations for about an hour or two, and then gone, nah, it's not for me. So I've not touched Football Manager since the first iOS one about 10 years ago or something like that. I've not touched it since. That was my last roll of the dice, thinking, well, if it's on an iPad, maybe it's a skimmed down version. That might be the toe in the water that might get me. It didn't get me. Anyway, but I'm assuming that is the way that works, that you all manage your different teams, like you were just listing out then.
Yeah.
And then you,
Yeah,
when you play those fixtures, are those fixtures held back? Kind of like, so say if you've got 20 fixtures, and I've got or 38 fixtures, and I've got my 38 fixtures, could you, in theory, plow through 16 fixtures in the time that I'm only doing 4, or do you have set match days kind of thingy?
So what that usually happen, you can set it to whatever you want. So you can't progress the days without everybody else progressing, but you can have a countdown timer. So if I was to press spacebar, you would then you and 5 others would have like a minute or 30 seconds or whatever you want to set it to, until it forces you to move into the next day. So you all progress at the same time.
Yeah, that's. And I was kind of thinking, like, okay, that's not too bad, because the way Bibby kind of mentioned it is you don't play the games as such in Football Manager, so you still have the chance to compete even if you're not there. Naturally, it's all based on probabilities. So if you are there influencing the probability in your favour, then it increases your chance of being able to win. But anyone could still win or lose depending on the roll of the dice. Whereas in a football game like FIFA, you have to control that team, so you control that with every kick of the ball. If you're not there, you're going to get slapped, and that's where I was thinking. What happens, like if we had a 20-team league or a 10-team league, maybe a 20-team league is probably ambitious. Most people would probably be able to find 4 people that they could play in a league with, 5, 6, 7. Some people 10 comfortably, but most people will call it 4. If you had that sort of time, what happens then? Let's say I go to Gamescom with Bib, and my mates are all waiting for me to play my games. Do I just forfeit my matches? Does that hold everything back? Or can we set it up in a way where they then get to play against the AI, but the AI is scaled depending on how good you are, maybe, or something? I mean, there's no... You've kind of got to think about how that would work, but I love the idea still of having that multiple competition league, because the only way that it's been unpicked so far is those sort of like custom leagues that you used to be able to get on FIFA, where you'd go around to someone's house for a night and you'd just create a 4-man league, and then you'd just kind of like go to like whatever, and beyond that there was no real function for competitive online stuff. I would love to see that, and if you could do that in a career mode where you do have the function to get transfers. Okay, Baby absolutely shit all over me in that last match, but it's January now, so I can maybe I should start with the defensive midfielder that I should have had. I mean, I had Fernandinho and whatever sat on the bench, so maybe I could throw Rodri in the middle or whatever. Or if I don't have those, maybe I can go out and buy myself a Fernandinho and a Rodri, so the next time we play, he just doesn't run through the middle of my park, kind of thing. I love that idea. It's just so difficult to do that if it all gets scrapped and we don't get that VFL or that Football Manager or that play to enjoy sort of vibe, and we just get Masters of the League couch co-op, that is more than enough for me. I would fecking take that all day, every day. I mean, I'm kind of biased. We've got a My Club series on Twitch that does exactly that, so we kind of going to be happy with that. But yeah, you get what I mean.
Well, yeah, because we're familiar with it. But I mean, whichever way it happens, either one of those. I mean, the latter, like you mentioned about the farmer with FM, that would be surely, like having our Twitch community all joining at the same time and then going through a season. I mean, it would be one of them. If you can't play at the time, you would have to schedule it out and say, right, we are going to be playing at 5 p.m. for the next 3 weeks until we get this season done. Can't make it, you will go on without you, kind of thing, because you can play the game when people aren't there. It's just a little bit shitty, especially if you're your friends. But if you as a community, if we're having that many people, you can't just rely on one person. So you just continue kind of without them. But yeah, that would be that would be amazing, being able to have 20 people in a league all playing, all fighting for the same player, because the wages would get ridiculous. Someone will bankrupt themselves trying to buy a player and then try to give them wages to try and get him from somebody else. Like that whole shithousery of, I can see that Graham's got one, like Mason Greenwood, his contract's about to expire. He's not giving him a new one. 6 months to go, baby. Yeah. And then you don't realize that until the news breaks that I've signed Mason Greenwood. Like that kind of shithousery is fantastic. And you see that, like Manny's FM series at the moment is fantastic. If anyone's not watched it, please go and watch it. Because if you want to see shithousing each other whilst playing Football Manager, that is one of the perfect series to be able to watch. But that's the kind of thing that people get on board with. That's the kind of thing that makes it a little bit exciting. You got to spend that extra little bit more detail and looking at your team, making sure that all the gears are well oiled. You need to go through and make sure that your tactics against you are maybe different from when I'm going to play Tito, because he likes to play defensive and try and catch me on the counter attack. That kind of thing makes it a lot more football orientated, rather than just I'm just going to jump into a match.
Get that sports entertainment vibe though. As I'm stood there, full on Vince McMahon tears, waving off my Mason Greenwood as Bibby sees him like walking down Carrington Road, kind of thing, like. And then
around Manchester,
and then I do the Vince McMahon sort of like evil smile and look up, and then suddenly breaking out of a wall next to me, the skin fade Shagger in a United shirt. Oh my god!
Yeah, it would just those kind of things that make FM magic, especially when you're playing with your friends. But they've evolved that into a completely different beast. It will be a hell of a long time for you to be able to try and get that kind of thing within an actual football game where you're using your controller. That is just database driven. It's spreadsheet simulator Football Manager essentially, with an online environment around it. So whichever way that we kind of get this kind of online environment where we're playing a Master League or a career mode, either one of those is completely viable options, whichever is easier for them, so long as that we can play with our friends. Because what I don't want is to be always playing online against other people that I don't know. There's just no scenario, there's no
kickoff glitch,
no
exploits, and all of that stuff comes into play as well. You want a narrative where they're just playing to win that one match. I completely agree, and that's like that's where you start to get into it. I mean, I'm probably stealing ideas from Play to Enjoy or whatever. These may or may not exist. I've not played them myself, so I don't 100% know. But like, so we're talking about in Football Manager, you have to progress the match day when everyone's progressing at the same sort of time. In reality, a football season you're going to play through the games where you've got, I mean, a football match on PES is like a 25-minute commitment if you include the gameplay plus the substitutions, the build-up and the after kind of stuff. It's a 25-minute commitment, easy. So to get everyone in the league sat down to do 25-minute commitments, it's only 25 minutes out of your life, but it's life. Life can be quite difficult, so you probably have to break it down into installments. Okay, this week, 5 games need to be played. Not match day 1, but match day 1 to 5. And then after match day 1 to 5, you've got to get them all played by Thursday, whatever. So, but if you get all your games in, job's good. If you don't get your games in, then it's, I don't know, you need some sort of system to cover that. Is it just a roll of the dice? Do you leave it down to the simulation of the system? Is that fair for the person that's there ready waiting to play if they lose their game when they want to actually play it? Do they get to play against the AI, that sort of thing? There's conversations about, well, why don't you just give people their fixtures and let them play them? But the downside of doing that is if I pick off which fixtures I can play, say I'm supposed to play Bibby as my last game of the season, but I'm online now and he's online now, should we be able to just play that game, tick that off now? However, if we do that, by the time I'm playing Bibby in the last game of the season, I might have seen how Bibby's season's unfolding. I might have seen, actually, he's absolutely getting rinsed on the wings, so I need to buy myself a pacey winger kind of thing. So you start to lose that sort of narrative element to it. So there's so much potential and so many potential pitfalls in ways that it could be designed. It needs a room of clever thinkers to sit down, fully plan it out over a long period of time and say, this is the end game. Yeah, it's not what everyone wants, but this is something that we can achieve. And do you know what? If we give, I don't know, maybe a new software engineer 13 months to do that, might be enough time, which is potentially what FIFA may exactly be doing right now. As we wrap things up, let me jump back into the chat and see what we've missed. Johnny says, yep, streaming tonight at 9 p.m, Monday and Friday, sweating my tits off. welcome to the world of
Are
online
we all?
content integration. Yes, it's fun times, fun times. Probably not FIFA 22, maybe FIFA 23 when it goes new gen only. Yeah, I agree. A career mode, FIFA or PES, where you join league against your mates and play against them teams controlled by the AI, but with all their transfers, etc., would be fun. Would have to wait for each match day to be completed before progressing. As in, so playing FIFA or PES, but you let it's basically what's the manager mode called in PES? Where simulation, is that what it is? Is it simulation? Whatever. Basically, yeah.
It's like coach mode.
Coach mode, that's the one. So you can do all the management, you can do all the subs or whatever, but you let the game engine play it out. Yeah, I mean, we've kind of thought, we even thought about that for Masters of the League at one point, whether me and Bib should just do the club management, do the formation stuff like that, and then let the AI play against the AI. But we were just like, is that gonna be the best viewing? Because like AI versus AI management in Football Manager, that's fine. You kind of just, it's not about the depth of the animations and stuff like that. But PES and FIFA have been engineered for something to look at. And watching the AI versus the AI is not necessarily the most sexiest football. You're not getting the flicks. You're not getting the skills. You're not getting like, what the fuck? Where did that move come from? Usually, because the AI just isn't that adventurous. So that's kind of why we went against it. But yeah, nice. How dare you? Says Vish. What for? I think you'll find I very much do play Football Manager. I wear my neighbour's shell suit while cheering for my team. Yeah, let's go. More effort than bloody pressing buttons on a controller. You goddamn right. You goddamn right. Ad says it'll be anyone but Celtic. I mean, Bibby said Crystal Palace. Crystaltic Palace? No, never mind. Yeah, it will definitely happen. Might as well be Celtic. Yeah, it will definitely happen. It's just how quickly they can implement it in a stable way. ICU Online Community Euros 20 Football Manager save would be epic. I can't even say that, let alone play that. God, ICU Online Community Euros 20 Football Manager save. Pow! There you go. Just rolls off the tongue in 3 or 4 hours. Bandwidth would be a massive issue. I mean, that is something. That is something. Like, to factor in is like, if you're playing with multiple people, are they all connected to the same? Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. Bring back Create a Club in Korea. Bring back having to buy stadium upgrades, and bring back having to buy staff upgrades. Amen. Yes, please. Would like that. I know Stadium Editor does open up a world of pain when it comes to licensing, but stadium upgrades and medical upgrades and scouting upgrades, yes, what was that, 2013 or whatever that was in? I'll take that back, yes, please. God, is it that sunny, says Enzo. Good morning, Enzo. Either that or you've been out drinking and have bloodshot eyes, baby. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's both.
Maybe. It's too summery, do you know what I mean? When you have to make the most of it, we don't get that much of it, and obviously you can't really see out of my window, thankfully, because then you know where I live, but it's fucking glorious. It's fucking glorious, boys. So after the scoop, get your asses out there if you're not working. Do you know what I mean? Enjoy it.
Bacon Shit says, hi, Graham and Orange Cassidy.
Joke's on you, I don't know who Cassidy is.
Tito says, every time I see Baby on the scoop, I want to start singing Club Tropicana. Club Tropicana, drinks are free.
Big tune.
And as I mentioned, every time I mention Club Tropicana on the stream, Club Tropicana has closed due to poor business management. Drinks are free. You ain't going to stay in business for very long, my friend. I want Create a Club back. Add a fake non-league with fake teams you're starting. I'll get Messi on a free. Best Football Manager game is Ultimate Soccer Manager. Could even bribe people as well as set the price of matchday pies. Oof. Yes, please. Club Ice cream uploads, pies are free. There you go, done. Enix is lurking. Fine, you sit at the back of the ice cream and see if we can. Iceman, good morning, said instead the clever thinkers were thinking about how they can monetize it. It's not even a connection to the same server. Some parts of the country still have shite internet. I know. Fuck's sake. Like, even me, I live in a real nice area of Manchester, but my max speed is 38 meg. Go 50 minutes down the road, Stockport, and you've got 500 meg. No, I'm same. I'm about 10 minutes away from Manchester city centre. If you're in a car, you can get to the city centre in 5 minutes. And my internet is maxed at 79 meg, which is usually enough to do everything, but it will drop And yesterday on the Scoop, fine. Day before on the Scoop, fine. Yesterday afternoon, I streamed for about 90 minutes after the Scoop playing PUBG. My internet just dropped out completely twice then. What happens in that sort of situation? If you've got a league, football games don't have the ability to jump. Like in PUBG, if my internet drops out, I can jump back into my game of PUBG. But if I'm playing a game of Pairs or FIFA and my internet drops out, that's it. Match result predicted. There's no way of jumping back in. So you probably will need to develop those functions for games before we can start looking at that sort of crossplay. Because if you've got multiple people and every game means something against your friends, you can need to add that sort of stuff in. NX says, Son is a beast today. Final time at a pub since our areas are going mad with COVID cases, Kappa. Shh, don't tempt the fate.
Is it bad in Salford?
It's just the general area, innit? Bolton, Blackburn, Burnley are all in lockdown. So it's kind of spreading this way throughout Lancashire into Greater Manchester and stuff. Bibby, your membership to the Ginger Gang has been revoked. Condition of membership is avoidance and disdain of the sun. I thought you were a wrestling fan, Bib. Disappoint, says Bacon Chin.
Yeah, well, I had to Google him, and he's in AEW, and I don't watch AEW. I mean, to be fair, I thought I'd be more Otis than Orange Cassidy anyway, so don't worry about
it. Vicious okay, butt fucking has been banned by the chat, but I'll allow it. Butt fucking has been added as a permitted term. Nice. Where the fuck in Stockport has 500 meg, says Iceman. My mate has 500 meg. But me in butt fucking Heel Green can't get better than 38 unless I go with Virgin, but I can't be fucked with getting all the connections set up, etc. See, I would take the switch over to Virgin Media. Absolutely. I mean, I've mentioned it a few times. Like over the road from me, Salford Precinct Shopping Centre, and that's where you get those. Who's your gas provider? Who's your electric? Who's your internet with? And usually I avoid those people like a plague. I don't like random salespeople trying to sell me shit I don't want or need on the street. But the Virgin Media guy, he must think, oh, fucking absolute sale. This guy's staring at my face, waiting for me to say something. Do you want Virgin Media? And I go, actually, yes, yes, I do. And he's like, oh shit, we've got a live one here. Okay, and it's like, do you want my postcode? I'll give you my postcode if you want. No, yeah, go on then. Oh, we don't have it in your area. I know you don't. Okay, bye. You fucking mentalist.
I'm the same in Ide. I get max 75, and that's on a very, very good day, probably at 4 o'clock in the morning when nobody else is using the internet. But it is what it is. I can't get Virgin around here either, so fuck it. Someone somewhere at some point will make me very happy by giving us proper lines in the ground. I suppose I'll stick with what I've got.
Yeah, that's all we can do. Do you know what might make you happy, babe? Maybe
what will make me happy,
some form of spin-off, which is kind of like a Marvel XCOM and Borderlands spin-off. Would that make you happy?
It would make me very happy, Graham.
Well, it's good because I've got a bit of news on that, which is the next story, and absolutely wasn't a tedious look at all. Nice, let's jump in. Andy Robinson at VGC says 2K is reportedly set to announce Marvel XCOM and a Borderlands spin-off. Games list seemingly leaks ahead of E3. Ooh. So Marvel XCOM and a Borderlands spin-off, let's see. Publisher 2K is reportedly set to announce several games, including a Borderlands spin-off and a Marvel strategy game from the makers of XCOM. That's according to an alleged leaked game list, first posted on Reddit, verified by journalist Jason Schreier, and some details of which VGC's own sources can corroborate. Does anyone want any leaks? Okay, let's jump in. According to the list, the Borderlands spin-off is called Wonderlands, and stars mainstay character Tiny Tina. A series spin-off was first claimed to be in development by Game Reactor last month. Then 2K parent Take-Two confirmed shortly after that it would publish a new Gearbox franchise before April 2022. We covered that on the Scoop. It's also claimed that XCOM studio Firaxis is working on a new turned? Is it not turn? Okay, turn-based strategy game starring Marvel heroes. Last month, Take-Two said the studio would reveal several exciting projects this year. Quote, as a result of engagement from the past, as well as the success of XCOM Chimera Squad and XCOM 2 on Switch, Firaxis Games had one of its best years ever, said CEO Strauss Zelnick during an earnings call. We expect this growth to continue as the studio has several exciting projects in development that will be revealed this year. Finally, the alleged leak claims that 2K will publish a new action game described as Cthulhu meets Saints Row. It's speculated that this could be Hangar 13's new IP described as an open-world sci-fi title with supernatural elements. Isn't Cthulhu a big squid? Is that not what... So Saints Row with a big octopus? Is that not what it is? On Thursday, E3 organizer the Entertainment Software Association, ESA, published new details on its 2021 schedule, which includes Gearbox press conference on Saturday, June the 12th. Ooh, didn't know that. That's another one to factor in. Sadly, we won't be doing the June the 12th bits. Okay, so Gearbox conference on Saturday, June the 12th, and a Take-Two presentation on Monday, June the 14th. I completely missed that information. That's good to know. The all-digital E3 2021 event runs from June the 12th to the 15th and will include a 4-day live broadcast hosted by Alex Goldenboy Mendez, Jackie Jing, and Greg James from Radio 1, featuring publisher showcases, press conferences, industry panels, live streams, and more. It's Greg Miller, by the way, not Greg James. That's a meme from me being fucking simple. But there you go. Lots of new content from 2K, including a Marvel XCOM game, a Borderlands spin-off, and more. Bib, lot there to talk about. What are your thoughts?
The thing that catches me attention more than anything in this is the Marvel, the Marvel XCOM kind of game, because I never thought it would work. But the more I think about it, I think that would actually be pretty cool. Like, if you've never played XCOM before, it's like a turn-based game. So, like, you'd move your characters into a position to then attack. The enemy would then attack. Then you would move your players into a better position to attack, and then use a specific move or whatever to be able to take them down. Usually XCOM works because it's mostly all guns and stuff. But you think, okay, with the Marvel universe, a lot of them don't use weapons, like guns and things. So I'm interested to see how that looks. That's the biggest thing out this. Like the Borderlands spin-off stuff, fine. It's Borderlands. You expect what you expect from Borderlands. You're probably going to get. But this one is kind of, I don't know what to expect. Like, I can't wait to see more of that. That's the biggest thing that jumps out for me, because I don't know how these two kind of franchises are going to work together. Not in terms of what contractually they're obliged to do, but how the gameplay will work with these characters in the XCOM play, shall we say.
Yeah.
Put this in the chat as well, by the way, because I did see this yesterday. Sorry, I did see this earlier. It'd be nice if we could try and make a localized one. But that is the entire checklist as it stands.
Oh, okay. Let me bring this up on screen. This is the E3 conference checklist. So Thursday, June the 10th, Summer Games Fest, 11 a.m. PT, 2 p.m. ET. Those are American times. I imagine that's evening UK time. Friday, June the 11th. Next, Netflix Geeked Week, IGN Expo. Saturday, Guerrilla Collective, Wholesome Direct, Ubisoft Forward, Gearbox, and Devolver Digital. Also, that 2K one as well that was just mentioned there. I can't remember which one it was, or maybe no. What was it? Oh no, that was the Gearbox one, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, that's all.
It was on Monday.
Then Sunday we get Xbox and Bethesda, Square Enix, PC Gaming Show, Future Game Show, plus Warner Brothers Games. Monday, Take-Two, Capcom, Mythical Games, Freedom Games, Razer, and then Tuesday, Nintendo Direct, Treehouse, Bandai Namco, Eureka Games, GameSpot, and then the E3 Awards, and then finally Wednesday, Steam Next Fest. So shit, loads of content. I mean, we're trying to get some plans in. I mean, I know the Saturday the 12th, there's quite a lot in there, but we won't, I think, have any coverage of the Saturday stuff. The Sunday stuff, we will probably pick off some bits in there. And that is where we were saying previously, we started to try to build a squad of people that we can align ourselves with. Either people that can help us post on ICU, or people that maybe will post on their channels that we can pass people backwards and forwards. So people from ICU might go to someone else's stream and watch theirs and back. So if anyone is interested in covering any of this content, either on iScreen channels or on your own channels, and would like to do any sort of crossover, then please do feel free to reach out with us, because it would be nice to cover this content and make friends at the same time. So please do. Jumping back to the article, though. I mean, there's so much potential and so many questions like in this. So we've got Marvel XCOM. How does that work? As Bibby said, we've got a new Borderlands spin-off. Is that going to be true to the story? Is it a spin-off that when I say true to the story, I mean true to the gameplay? Is it a spin-off that gives you another story in the same universe in the world that you like? Is it in the universe but a game from a different angle? So there's questions there. And then the other one is, how the feck does Cthulhu meet Saints Row? Asim says, "I'm not here." There he is. Yeah, we didn't want to we didn't want to mention Asim and call him out until he showed himself, because obviously it's his job, and being seen to even half comment on something. If he's not wanting to do it, we didn't want to kind of let him do it. But there he is. There he is. He's not saying anything. So yeah, let me see. I am right, am I? Cthulhu is a fictional cosmic entity, a big fecking squid. There we go. Let me put this on screen. Google search for Cthulhu. Squidage, big mega monster squid thing. Didn't realize it had arms. I thought it was just a big squid, but there you go. Or is that just how people interpret it? Cthulhu meets Saints Row. But then again, Saints Row's fucking had the President of the United States with a big purple dildo and a wub gun, or a dubstep gun, or whatever it was called. So Saints Row could do anything. But yeah, questions. How does that all work? I don't know, but we'll most likely find out in the next couple of weeks. We do have a Gearbox show on Saturday, the 12th of June, and then Take-Two themselves take to the stage on Monday, the 14th. So we will cover that either live or the very next day on the Scoops. So do feel free to join us for that content as we do jump forward, though. If you are on Xbox Game Pass, you get some free games. And if you're not, you also get some free games. We'll jump onto the next one in just a second. Let me bring this up. Tom Ivan at VGC says, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered is joining Xbox Game Pass and EA Play soon. EA's racing game will be available to subscribers in late June. So in the same week that we lose a bunch of Need for Speed games... Oh, actually, was that last week? I don't know. In the same roundabout week, we lost a bunch of...
this week.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Need for Speed's older games, like, was it Carbon and The Rush or stuff like that, were removed from digital stores. EA is making some of the newer ones easier to play. EA's racing game will be available to subscribers in late June, says Tom Ivan at VGC, and the article goes on to say Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered will be added to the EA Play and Xbox Game Pass libraries on June 24th, featuring cross-platform multiplayer support on all platforms. The game was released in November 2020 for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch, remastered by Stellar Entertainment, the studio behind Burnout Paradise Remastered. It includes all the original game's post-launch content like the Armed and Dangerous and Lamborghini Untamed modes. That's the one that they got Bibby to cover, Bibby 2 Lambos. Naturally, he's going to be facing that. It also...
Live stream from a garage.
Exactly, mate. Garage. He doesn't have a garage. What he means is like his car showcase wing of the palace. That's the one. Anyway, remastered by, and I've done that bit. There we go. It also has new achievements, car colours, reduced hard stops, an updated photo mode, and various quality of life updates. Earlier this week, publisher EA delisted 5 older Need for Speed games. There you go. I didn't think it was going to mention it, but it does. From digital stores, and confirmed plans to turn off their servers in 3 months. Since November 2020, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers on console have received an EA Play membership at no additional cost, granting members unlimited access to full versions of selected EA back catalogue games. EA Play was then added to Xbox Game Pass for PC in March 2021, following a 3-month delay. May's additions to EA Play and Xbox Game Pass included FIFA 21 and Mario Kart live developer VLAN Studios' team-based multiplayer game, Knockout City. June's new Xbox Game Pass titles include For Honor Backbone and Darkest Dungeon. But there you go. If you've got Xbox Game Pass or EA Play and you want something to play it and you don't want to shell out the cash, then Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered is coming to the services free of charge. Well, free. Air quotes free. Obviously, you've got to pay for the Game Pass. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. And then finally, I'll jump straight into the next bit of the news. Free Game Friday. Matt Wales at Eurogamer says, acclaimed post-apocalyptic city builder Frostpunk, not Cyberpunk, because this one works apparently, is free on the Epic Games Store. Tagline, cool. GG's. GG's Matt Wales. If you've been casting a curious eye at developer 11-Bit Studios' celebrated post-apocalyptic city builder Frostpunk, but have yet to experience its brutal survival charms, now's the perfect time to do so. It's currently free on the Epic Games Store. I'm just going to hit play on the trailer. Frostpunk, which launched to much acclaim in 2018, is a fascinating, if decidedly grueling, experience. It's a sort of narrative-rich blend of survival sim and city builder, challenging players to stay alive and, as much as is possible in Frostpunk's desolate Sub-Zero world, thrive. That's done by establishing a settlement with a vast generator at its centre, a precariously fuel-hungry device intended to provide some degree of warmth for your population as, at your command, they set about scavenging the land for supplies needed to expand their new home. Unfortunately, the post-apocalyptic climate will grow ever more severe and you'll ultimately need to make some tough moral decisions. Maybe you'll put the children to work, or kill the sick in order to keep your fledgling civilization from meeting an untimely end. Quote, Frostpunk is spellbinding, wrote Eurogamer's Robert Purchase in his recommended review back in 2018. A breathless battle against the odds, oozing dark charisma and exquisite quality, the underpinning of survival and ever-decreasing odds breathe so much drama into the formula as to make other city builders dull by comparison. So there you go. I won't read the last bit, but there you go. Frostpunk will be free on the Epic Games Store. Is it free right now? Maybe it is free right now on the Epic Games Store.
I've already got it.
Nice. There you go. Grab yourself a free game. If you're on PC, get yourself Frostpunk free until next Thursday, when it will be replaced by whatever Epic Games Store's next free game. So basically, survival, city building, but brutal decisions. I will redeem. I don't know if I'll play it, but it's free. It's free. I'm going to get it. I don't know. Could you see yourself playing it, babe?
Why would you not? Well, the person I used to work with was massively into this game. Oh, maybe. I mean, he did say it was right on my street back then, and now it's free. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I never even looked at it before I picked it up this morning, so I had a look through, and then I'd go onto YouTube, I had a little bit of look at the gameplay. Yeah, it's free. Why would I not give it a go, Graham?
It's free. Grab it. Tito jumping back says, you have my attention with the Marvel game. Whereas asked him to tell me more. I didn't see that bit, but there we go. He jumped back in. So only the PS version will have Spider-Man. Kappa. Hang on. We're talking about 2K, and there's no Asim. There we go. Much speed. There he is. 2 Lambos, as the main article picture has a Gallardo and a Balboni featured prominently. It's Bibby's product placement. It's minimal contract regulations. Vish says, Frostpunk is great. Same developer that made This War of Mine, which is a sensational game. Frostpunk is like a survival city building narrative game. It does sound good. Tito says, Frostpunk looks good, but I've heard it's brutal. Not sure if I'm patient enough. Give it a go. What was wrong with my spelling? It's all right. I usually can edit as I go, ish, to a point. And I got that one, so it's fine. I love strategy games. Okay, well, play it. Download it, play it. Let us know what you think. Enix says, such a good game. Frostpunk is the one. Proper brutal game, though. Yeah, no, it sounds it. I mean, which of these 2 light decisions would you like to make? First of all, make children work, which, fuck me, okay, we're back into the workhouse sort of ethic. Or the alternative is, if you don't want to make children work, is just to kill sick people. Fuck. Yeah, it's one of those questions that you just can't answer, kind of thing. Which bit of evil do you want to do most? Ooh. But there you go. If you do want tricky questions and a good narrative gameplay, then make sure you check out Frostpunk. It's free on the Epic Games Store right now. As mentioned, we do not take any sort of hashtag ad spend from Epic Games Store. We would do, though, Epic, if you're listening. Nice. But we do tell you every Friday, which games are free. And that is this week's free game on the Epic Games Store. Enix says, there is chapters in the main game and it took me 2 days to learn how to get to the second one because my people kept freezing to death or causing a riot. Fun times. Tory Party Simulator. Sorry, too political. Hey. On that, absolutely truthful. Bombshell, let's wrap things up. Thank you for sticking around for another full week of Scoops. We are done for the week. And I am done for the week because I will not be back playing games today, though. But, babe, are you done? Have you got games? What we're saying?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going anywhere. I don't know what I'm going to be playing yet. I genuinely have no idea. I'll continue with Resident Evil. I'm nearly finished the second playthrough. Like, I'm right at the very end. Or do I find something else? I suppose you'll have to find out on socials what it is, innit?
Ooh, tease. Bibby got games. ish.
A
But
game.
just don't know which one. He's got it though. Yeah. So yeah, we are going to be, like I say, back shortly with some games. So we're not going to drop a raid or a host on anyone just yet. We'll do that stream later on. It's nice. It's nice to share the love. Potentially some extra streams this weekend, potentially not. The only way you find that stuff out is exactly what Bibby just said. Just drop a follow on the channel and you do get notified whenever we go live. Whether that's at 10 a.m. ish, on schedule ish, or whether it's the additional streams that just happen. If you follow us, you get the notifications anyway. But before all of that happens, Mr. Bib.
Yes.
Speaking of that, I jumped into a show stream last night. And yeah, I challenged him again. I was like, okay, I'm just here to see if you know the Bibby spiel. You can do it offhand again. Anyway, he didn't nail it as much live verbally. So there is only one Bib in this world. Facts proven. Anyway,
Yes, there is.
Before all that happens, Mr. Bib, is there anything that you would like to add to the show?
Yes, again, thank you very much for joining us this week. 4 episodes. No, 4. It was 4 this week, wasn't it? Because there was a bank holiday Monday. 4 episodes of The Scoop, ready for you to digest on all of our social platforms, including YouTube, and all of our podcast services. But if you want to help shape our show, there is 2 ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media at Ice Cream Outlets across all major social media platforms, or get into our Discord. All the information and all the links that you require to find all of these things should be in the description below if you're watching this on demand. But all we need from you is the URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time? On Monday, Mr. Graham Day.
Whatever time you want it to be after that silky smooth glasses removal. If you're listening on demand, you have just missed an absolute scene. But probably around 10 a.m. Ish.
Just nearly fucking blinded myself taking them glasses off. It's so bright in this room.
Yeah, you've had them on for a good hour. It'd be like it's the cool move with the pow followed by that. So yeah, 10 a.m. ish. We will be back. Bibby's eyes maybe not though, maybe ruined. The sunglasses may be back. You never know. The only way you find out is by joining us there. So have yourselves a fantastic weekend. If I don't see you before then, have a good one. Bibby will see you before then though. Back with games shortly. Until then though, make sure you guys stay frosty.
Frosty, yeah.